You know, when you look big after you get a trim, haircut gains. You know about that. I'm a little bit light at the minute though. I'm like 14 stone. Well, I was 14 stone. I'm like 12 now, which is super light, right? Super light. I've been training like 10 years. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you how I stay in shape all year round. Stay pretty lean. I never get fat, right? I did once recently. Not super fat, but fat for my standards. And look, there's something going on in England. Forget COVID, right? There's a new pandemic. Everybody's fucking fat. Is it just me? Or is everybody literally obese? It's turning into like America. Listen, I'm going to single-handedly stop this. I'm going to turn the nation round, right? By giving solid information. This is how I easily stay in shape all year round without really dieting, following diet plans, without doing anything I don't enjoy doing, and without having to really think about it, to be honest. I'm going to take you through it. This is the 20% of the stuff that you do that makes 80% of the results. And if you do these easy, simple things, you'll just stay in shape, and you'll get in pretty good shape. More than the 99%. Now, for those of you watching who's thinking, what the fuck, Theo? You've been talking about e-commerce for the past year and a half, and now you're telling people how to not be fatties, yeah? The reason for that is because I've split the channels. So at Theo Clough Business, that's my new e-com channel. It didn't really make sense. I'm using this channel for my self-development because that's what I'm passionate about, really. And I'm just going to make videos and see where it goes. So I'm just going to talk about stuff that I like. Fitness for me is one of the most important pillars because for me personally, it affects how I feel and it affects how much I can concentrate. It affects how I feel about life and it affects how successful I am in business, right? So for me, it's about getting everything dialed in. But listen. Yo guys, I just wanted to add to this. Look, if you want to get in tip-top shape, you need a lot of discipline. You need to get a proper coach. Or you don't need a proper coach, but you have to follow a proper diet plan. Like, you're not going to get in very, very good shape if you don't. But I'm making this video because I know a lot of people are busy. And if you're building a business, right, sometimes you're limited to what you can do, so your diet's not going to be bang on. If your life's super busy and you're going through a building phase, you're not going to be able to have a bang on diet. So that is why I sometimes resort to the 80% rule. But if you really want to get in some tip-top shape and get some time back, you can always level it up with more discipline and get a coach like I do. So yeah. Something is going on in the UK, and listen, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. There's something else going on that's not fat related as well, by the way, but maybe I'll touch on that in another video. So look, there's 3 things that I do to stay in shape all year round. Okay, now look, I do some crazy exercises. It's probably a lot for some people, but that's not what this video is about. These are the 3 major pillars that you just need to watch if you want to stay in shape all year round and get ripped, right? How extreme you want to take them. The more extreme you go, the more results that you're going to make, right? But if you're walking around, if you're a guy and you're 18 to 25 and you're walking around with a pot belly, like, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not going to lie, you should be ashamed of yourself. It's not good. Like, this is the easiest it's ever is to stay in shape, right? So if you're choosing to live like a pig, yeah, it's not going to be the move for you, okay? It's just going to go downhill from here. So look, time to wake up, listen to this. You do not need a diet plan to follow these. You don't need an expensive coach. You don't need to run half marathons. You don't need to eat salad. You don't need to do none of that bullshit. I don't do any of that, right? So look, listen up. The first thing is, all you need to do is know roundabout your calories that you're eating every single day. And that is, it's basically calories in versus calories out, right? If you are eating more calories than you're burning, you are going to put on either fat or muscle, okay? Now, depending on the type of calories and the type of food and the type of training that you're doing, that is what is going to determine it. But if you're just waking up every single day and eating something at random all the time, it's not going to be able to be tracked, is it? So the way that I get around this without sitting and writing down what I'm eating, because that is so dead and you should be doing other things with your life than counting your calories. Like, yeah, if you're a pro bodybuilder, I get it, but you don't need to do it, right? So the way around this is, what you want to do is you want to work out your maintenance calories, okay? Now, this is how many calories that you can eat on a daily basis and stay the same amount of weight, right? So for me, it's around 3,000, okay? So I know that if I eat 3,000 every single day for what I'm doing, I'm going to stay the same weight, right? So if I want to put on more weight, I need to eat around a surplus, which is calories over my maintenance, 300 to 500, okay? Now, if I want to lose weight, I've got to go 300 to 500 below, right? So this is what I do. I will work out my maintenance calories every 6 months maybe when I forget. I'll just write out all my meals on a sheet of paper and I'll just eat the same shit every single day for months on end. This is going to let you live your life a lot more productively. It's going to let you eat on autopilot. It's going to make sure that you're not getting hungry and binging on anything. If you just eat the same stuff every day, you can work on your business easier. It's easier mentally, and you're not going to be running out of food, getting hungry and going and binging. Because me, listen, if I run out of food and I'm hungry, anything's getting it. I've got no self-control. I really haven't. I would be a fat person if I didn't do this. I would be a fat person because I can't control myself. Okay, if I'm hungry, anything's getting it. I'm eating anything, right? So to combat this, I eat the same thing every day. I know exactly how much I'm buying from the supermarket, and I know exactly what I'm eating, and I know what time. Like when it comes to 10 o'clock, my body knows. I just go make the food and I eat it. Right? I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no guesswork. There's no running out of food. I don't have to step out. I'm always prepared. Now, some days you're not going to be able to eat your maintenance. You might go have a day out somewhere. That's cool. Well, the thing is, if you do this 80% of the time, because your life is 80%, 90% routine, isn't it? Let's be real, guys. If you do this the majority of the time, you can go do something on a weekend. Like I eat what I want. I don't want to eat shit all the time though, but if it's a weekend, I will go eat something. Because I do this 80% of the time though, that's it, right? That's what I'm able to do. So look, let's just work out your maintenance calories. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Google, there's calorie maintenance on there. Now, if you search it on ChatGPT, search it on Google, and you're still putting on weight, weigh yourself every week, then you just need to reduce it 300, reduce it 500, reduce it 200, and just keep going until you start losing weight or gaining weight, whatever you want to do, okay? Now, another thing is, calories in versus calories out. You've got to be eating the right calories, right? If you're eating bullshit, then it's not going to be good for you because it's going to fuck your mind up. Now, this comes on to the second thing. Now, I have a pure zero loser food rule. Now, a loser food is something that is basically just mouth pleasure. Like, you get nothing from it, right? If you're eating flipping Doritos, there's no power in Doritos. You're not getting any energy from Doritos. There's no nutrition in Doritos. It's a fake food. It's not real. It's not actually real. You're not getting anything from it. I know there's going to be some fat nerds, watching this and thinking, oh, there's carbs in Doritos. Yeah, there's carbs, but it's processed carbs. It's bullshit carbs, isn't it? So you're not going to be getting any benefit from eating that food, okay? So zero loser food policy. Run a zero loser food policy. Now, am I saying you can't have Doritos for the rest of your life? No. Am I saying I'm not going to eat Doritos ever again? Absolutely not, okay? But this is such a rarity. Maybe I get it some at the airport or something as a snack if I'm bored, whatever. But because I have, the 99% of the time I'm not eating the loser food and I'm eating around my calories, I can do, okay? Now, if you haven't got this thing that's going, right, is this loser food in your mind, and you're just eating it whenever you want, then you're just going to absolutely destroy yourself. Because this food that has high taste, it's got a high taste to it, right? It's got no nutritional benefit, and it's got a lot of salt, and it makes you more hungry, so you want to eat more of it. Now, it's empty calories, meaning it's super high calorie, but you're not actually getting the nutrition from it, so you just want to eat more and more and more and more and more. And because your body's not using the actual nutrients, it's just going to be stored as fat and bullshit weight, and that's not what you want. So you want to go on a zero loser food policy. Like if you're eating flipping donuts, your donut, right? If you're eating flipping Doritos and sweets and all this bullshit, I'm not saying you can never eat it, right? But the majority of the time, don't eat the loser food, right? Now, the reason why I call it loser food is because what the losers do, right? They choose things that have no benefit to them. They spend the time on things that have no benefit to them, right? What's the loser do? Well, a loser's playing Xbox every day. A loser's shouting at his mum, right? These things there's no benefit to them. There's just negatives. And people who choose things in life that just have negatives, right? They're choosing to lose, and that's what a loser is. They're choosing to lose. So loser food, don't eat it. Now, another thing I was saying to my friend, and I was joking on holiday. I've just been to Spain recently. I went to Valencia, Alicante, and there's something I said to him as a joke, but it's kind of serious, right? Cake makes you retarded, okay? Now, this is what some people never talk about, right? As soon as you eat this massive, sugary, zero, empty calories, bullshit food, right? What you're going to find is you need to try and keep on this level of energy that's quite stagnant like this, right? Now, if you're eating natural, you're getting good sleep, caffeinating a little bit, you'll stay around about this energy. Now, what happens is when you have loads of sugar, you get a spike in dopamine like this. Now, this is cool, right? You can go eat some sugary snack, whatever, and you'll get a spike in energy, and that's cool. But the thing is, it's met on the other side, right? So you'll crash after it as well. So essentially, you're playing with your mind chemistry, right? Now, if you're wanting to sit behind a laptop and do some work, if you're building an online business and you want to concentrate and sit behind a laptop, then you can't be eating things that are spiking your mind up and down, up and down, up and down. You need your concentration. You need to sort of stay at this. It'll help you if you stay at this base level of energy that's quite consistent, right? If you're eating stuff like cake, it's going to take you off it, okay? Now, look, I'm partial to a slice of cake. I love a cheesecake. This is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're a loser if you eat a slice of cake, right? But what I'm saying is, don't be eating no cake on a Tuesday on your lunchtime, okay? Right? And don't be watching this thinking, I never do that, because there's that many majority of people are fat. I don't know where all these fatties are coming from. They must be eating cake on their lunchtime. There's no way around it, right? Now, with that being said, this is the food part, right? Now, the third thing that I do is exercise, okay? Now, for me, I love to exercise. It's not difficult for me to go to the gym. I never, ever, ever, ever skip gym. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you watching this, you might be thinking, well, I don't like going to the gym. Cool, right? There's only two reasons why you don't like going to the gym. One, you genuinely don't like the exercise. Or number two, you don't know what you're doing. There's actually a third thing is. And the third thing is you have not done it enough until you like it yet. So for me, I used to hate running, right? I went on a run when I was like 20-year-old. So that's 5-6 years ago, right? And I run a kilometre and I had to limp home because my shin splints were that bad, hurting, in pain, yeah? Real pain, right? Super bad shin splints. And I thought, wow, this is not good for a 20-year-old. And I wasn't fat or anything at the time, but I've never done running. I've never done football or anything like that. I wasn't used to it, right? So I limped home. I had to limp home. I thought, this is bad, right? So I hated running, okay? Now, I realised how bad it was. I ran every single week after that for probably 2 years. And I would do 10K or half marathon every single week. Well, I built it up, right? I slowly built it up. So, every week for probably 8 weeks, I'd get shin splints and they'd be super bad. But I just kept running. Every single week, I'd just do one run. And then I slowly built it up, 5K, 7K, started hitting 10K, started hitting 20Ks, 25Ks, whatever. So that's my point right there, right? So you're not going to like it if it's super difficult. Like I see some fat people running on the street where they're like super overweight, and I just think, like, you are not going to be able to be consistent in that. It hurts. It's going to hurt if you're overweight. So it's not that I'm not thinking, oh, why is that fat person trying to get in shape? No. I respect it. What I'm saying is, you're choosing something that's too harsh. So don't choose something too harsh, but still you've got to stick at something to the point of until you enjoy it, right? So if that's someone choosing to go on a run, you might just want to start with walking, okay? So you need to just find what you like. Find something that you like. Look, if you are just not wanting to be fat, if you want to put on muscle, you're going to have to lift weights. That's the thing, right? But if you want to just not be a fatty, right, you've just got to find something that you like. Find an exercise that you like. It can be walking on the street. Just do something and do it 3 to 5 times a week. Minimum. Okay? Now, look, if you're a guy and you're 18 to 25 and you're out of shape, emergency. It's emergency state. The alarm bells should be going off, yeah? Get exercising. Just find something that you like, okay? Now, another thing that's going to help you massively, do something socially. Okay, so join a class, CrossFit, Muay Thai, flipping, what else is there? Football team. I mean, I just did CrossFit and Muay Thai. You find a good CrossFit gym, it's going to be full of business owners and winners and fit birds. You go to a Muay Thai gym, you're going to be fully involved in it. And it's a good mental challenge as well as physical. It's something that makes you uncomfortable. But, you can do boxing, there's all sorts you can do, but if you find something socially and you've got to be somewhere every time, you've got that accountability aspect.